Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Outside with the two trucks over here, and they are, for those of you that don't know, a 2018 Toyota Tacoma double cab. It's a TRD Sport, and over there is a 2019 Toyota Tundra SR5 TSS off-road. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of compare, starting with the interior of both of the trucks. Which one's better? Which one do I like better anyway? So I'm going to show you 6 different things that I'm going to look at on the interiors of both of these trucks. And in the end, I'll let you know which one I like better and why. Okay, the first thing that we're going to start with Tacoma, because it's closest to me, is aesthetics. When you open the truck and you look inside, because you know, when you're first looking, this is the first thing that's going to catch your eye, right? I mean, as soon as you, other than when you walk up and see them sitting there, but as soon as you open the door, it's going to catch you as to what you see on the inside. So we're going to do that with both of these trucks. And like I said, we're going to start with the Tacoma over here. So we're going to pop it open, take a look inside. It is a little bit dirty, but I think they are both equally dirty, so that should be fair. You guys can see inside. Now you're going to have to discount this cover here because I had that done as an aftermarket, as well as the lettering over there on the glove box. But otherwise, everything else in here I believe is stock. So you can take a look. You see the patterning on the seats. They're both cloth seats. A lot of people complain about these seats. I don't really have any problem with them. I think they look pretty good. So let's climb up inside aboard on the driver's side and just taking a look around in here. You know, you have the center console, one cup holder here, some crazy square thing here, I don't know. A couple of cup holders there, of course the charging station there, or a little storage area underneath in the center console. And then the dash, which of course I have the steering wheel turned the wrong way, but you guys might be able to see it there a little better with the glare, of course. And, you know, the dash work and all that good stuff. The door cards, door handles, all that. And then basically just the interior here. Of course, you have the storage area up here and the visors and the lights and all that stuff. And don't forget the ever-needed GoPro mount there. Let's go ahead and step in the back, or take a look in the back anyway, so we can have a fair comparison between the two. You guys can see in here, it's a little dirty, a little dusty. But you guys can see it's obviously the same pattern and all that good stuff as you have in the front. Alright, let's go ahead and look in the inside of the Tundra. Of course, you see the door cards and all that stuff. Fairly similar. Not a whole lot of difference. A little bit. Do have more cup holders and stuff, or bigger cup holder areas in here. The seats, a little bit different design, maybe a little bit more flash in here. Is Toyota starting to get a little flashy? I don't know. But same kind of gray interior, if you will. And these trucks are fairly similar inside, I guess, as far as the gray materials and all that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and step up in here. Take a look at the dash. A little bit different screen, obviously the different controls. We do have 2 full-size cup holders here, as well as another one there in the front underneath. No underneath storage area, but that's okay. A little bit of storage here on the side. Of course, you have this little coin thing, or at least I use it for that, as well as a little storage up here on the center console. Take a look over at the other side and the dash, and then up above, fairly similar. Of course, we have the lights in here. You can ignore the yellow light because I've changed them out in the Tacoma, so that's not a fair comparison. Of course, the mirror and the side card on the other side with the doors. Let's go ahead and take a look in the back. Of course, I have the seat up, so we'll go ahead and put that down. Obviously, the same patterning and stuff in the seats. You guys can see there the cup holders here actually fold out. Otherwise, it's just like a bigger version of the Tacoma, really, behind the center console. So that's kind of a look at the interiors. I would say that the Tundra is a little bit more flashy in the seat design, but a little less in the infotainment area as far as the screen and all that kind of stuff. I'd call that probably a draw. Let's move on next. The next thing, comfort and room. Well, this should be probably a no-brainer, but let's take a look anyway. Obviously, inside the Tacoma, you're going to have a smaller seating area. Of course, you're not going to have as much room in here because it's simply not a full-size giant truck. You see, when you go to reach over, I can easily reach, but just by leaning a little bit the other side, the glove box, everything in here pretty easily. Not really too difficult. Nice and cozy. I'd call it cozy in here. It's not tiny, but it's certainly it's not huge. Let's check the back. And of course, the seats are set right now the way that they would be for me when I'm driving, and I'm a massive 5'9", so let's hop in here. All right. Now, I wouldn't say there is, of course I've got the headrest down, so you can kind of ignore that there. We'll just get it out of the way. But you can see here where my knees are, they are touching barely, but they do touch the back of the seats just a little bit. So we don't have tons and tons of room. Over here, if there was another passenger, they would be obviously sitting pretty darn close to me. Cup holders are easily accessible though, I'll say that. And the front seat on the passenger side is back just a little bit further, I think, than on this side. But obviously not gobs of room back here in the back seat of the Tacoma. Let's go check out the back seat and the front area of the Tundra. Okay, maybe not a fair comparison. Obviously there is tons more room in the front seat of the Tundra because it is a full-size truck. It's bigger, it's wider, there's plenty of more room in here. Now, I will show you guys, as far as reaching, I cannot reach unless I really climb over the center console. The other door, a little bit more of a lean to reach the glove box, but I can reach it. So nothing really out of the way in here, I guess, that I can't get to if I need to. So that's good. And plenty of room to stretch out. No big deal. Let's check the back. Again, I have the headrest down so I can see better out of the back. But here we are. You can see where my knees are in here. A little bit more room, obviously, and again, the seats should be adjusted about the same because I'm the only one that drives this. So the seats should be about the same, and I do have, obviously, more room. It's seated properly. Obviously, more room back here in the back of the Tundra, of course, than what I have in the Tacoma. Looking at the passenger side, you can see there is plenty of space over here for everybody. Cup holders, again, right here where you need them. But just a bigger, wider area back here in the back, even in the double cab. You can imagine in the Crew Max, it's quite massive. So I think between the two, comfort's got to go to the Tundra. So I think the Tundra's up 1-0 so far. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to look at just briefly are the materials. You know, is either one inferior or are they the same? Let's go over here into the Tacoma, and you can see here, and I don't have any problem with the materials that are used in here. You know, the fit, the finish, the plastics, all of the surfaces and things that you touch, pretty good in here. I don't really have any issue. The seats are pretty comfortable, I think. Everything fits quite well. By fit and finish, I mean all of the seams and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Seams on the steering wheel. Everything in here looks pretty good to me. The materials look to be of pretty decent quality. I haven't really noticed anything that's, you know, subpar in here, so I think pretty darn good in the Tacoma. Let's take a look over here at the Tundra. And one thing that you will notice, obviously, since they are from the same manufacturer, a lot of the interior features and stuff, as far as material quality and stuff, are pretty much the same, I think, really. Again, looking at fit and finish, you know, the seams, how things fit together, things like that on the interior, other than being a bit dirty. Everything looks pretty good, and I haven't come across anything that I would say is a problem. There haven't been any material issues in here for me. Everything is pretty solid, so I'm pretty happy with that. I even like the center, you know, kind of brushed look that it has here around the infotainment system. These nice dials, I think they're pretty good. They're big, you can grab them. Everything's pretty good in here. I could do without the chrome, because, you know, I'm not a big chrome guy. But if you like it, it's certainly there. So again, I think I would have to say it's a tie between the two when it comes to types of materials and fit and finish. So we still have 2 ties and 1 up on the Tundra. All right, next we're going to take a quick look at ergonomics. I mentioned this briefly. What you can and cannot reach. Where are things? Are they in an area where you can get to them easily? Let's take a look. Let me hop back in here. Obviously in the Tacoma, it's smaller inside, so you really don't have a big problem reaching anything. All of the controls and things are right here, you know, where you would want them. You have the stop-start button over here, all of your HVAC controls, all of the other electronic type stuff, the shifter, the parking brake, the controls on the steering wheel. Over here where the lights and everything are, you can ignore this red thing. That's my garage door button that I installed. But little cubby here, buttons to push on things. The mirror, everything's right here where you can reach it. The glove box, of course, right here where you can get to it. Center console, easy to reach and get in and out. So I think everything looks to be pretty darn good inside the Tacoma. Let's go take a look at the Tundra. All right, sitting inside here in the Tundra, about the same really. They've positioned everything so you don't really have to go crazy trying to reach anything. I like that. Everything is within arm's reach, except for the other door, of course. You have the controls and things over here. Obviously the stuff over on the door handle. Your stalks for, you know, being able to, I don't know, turn things off and on, the lights, the steering wheel, all that kind of stuff. Pretty similar, especially these controls here. Radio is easily within arm's reach. All of the HVAC stuff is easily within reach. A few auxiliary things and stuff down here. Again, even the glove box, you can lean over a little bit and reach that pretty easily. Center console, easy to manipulate. No big deal. The mirror up here, you can reach all your controls and things everywhere in the front. The only thing that you can't reach in the Tundra is the passenger side door. I don't know if that's a big deal, but that is the one thing that that is out of reach because it's so wide. It's a big truck. Back here, if you needed more cup holders, they're easy to get to right here. You can easily reach those. So everything in here is pretty good as well. I think if I had to, if I had to give one or the other the nod on ergonomics, if I had to be very, very picky, and I don't even know why you would need to do this, but it would have to go to the Tacoma because you can't reach the other side in here. Again, not a problem of the Tundra. It's a bigger truck, but if I had to be picky, I guess that's the way I'd have to go. All right, this last one, fortunately the Tundra is sitting right here beside me, so I can use it as a camera holder. We're going to go over is ease of entry and exit between the two trucks. You know, the Tacoma, of course, has the Predator side steps over here, so you do have something to step on, and my truck is lifted, so it may not exactly be a fair comparison, but we're going to check it out anyway. So when you get in the truck, how easy is it to get in and out? Again, it is lifted, so it's not going to be really that fair, but there is no grab handle over here on the pillar. So you have to grab something else when you get in and out. And you'd have to do that whether it's lifted or not, I think. So I have to grab the steering wheel. So, a little demonstration for you. Here's how you get in. Not too bad, really. Now, we'll shut the door. We'll show you how you get out. Not too bad either. Getting out is really pretty simple. I do use the step to get in and out. I do use it to, like I said, to get in and out because it is lifted. So I know that when the truck was lower, you know, without the lift on it, at my height, sometimes the side steps were actually in the way. I actually thought it would be easier to just step in and out of the truck without having those side steps there. I don't know. Let's go over and take a look at the Tundra. All right, now we're going to do the same thing on this side, getting in and out of the Tundra, and it also has the side steps. It's a bigger, wider side step, so maybe a little bit easier. Let's see. Not too difficult, really. Now, the one thing that you will notice, or maybe you're aware of, that the Tundra doesn't have, as well as the Tacoma, is the side pass, or the driver's side rather, grab handle. So you have nothing here to grab onto when you get in. Again, you have to use the steering wheel for this. Let's shut the door. We'll do the exit test. All right, getting out, not too difficult. Obviously, you just simply step on the step and you're out. Now, in comparing the two, I guess I would probably have to give the nod to the Tundra. It does have the bigger, wider side step, which makes it easier to stick your foot on there. I mean, you know, and of course it's more open. You know, the doorway or the entryway is more open. So you don't have to watch your head as much because it's a little bit narrower entry as you do with the Tacoma. And a lot of people have complained about that. They hit their head when they get in and out. It's probably even a little more pronounced when you have it lifted and you're kind of thrusting yourself up into the truck even a little bit more. So we're going to have to give the nod to the Tundra when it comes to ease of entry and exit. We have one category left, that's storage. A big problem that I had with the Crew Max is the SR5 any better. Let's take a look. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the Tacoma. Again, looking at storage. We'll check the front end out first, or the front seating area, I guess. We have the cup holders over here, little nook here where you can stick stuff. Little cubby hole here on the side where, again, you can put stuff. Let's go ahead and hop up inside. In here, as I mentioned before, you have the center area down here that is the charging station, if you can use it, where you can stick stuff. A couple areas here, a couple areas here. Obviously, the armrest here area, the center console area where you can store stuff. The glove box, which is not huge, but adequate to store all your junk. This does have a sunglass holder in it as well. I keep business cards in there. So you can put some stuff up there. And then little holders here where you can put more business cards or maybe registration or whatever you'd want to do. Let's go ahead and jump in the back. Now back here, of course, you have the cup holder areas for storage of stuff. This little nook here, the handle. And then the cup holder area here where you could put stuff, and the little pocket behind the seat where you can put even more stuff. Now, what's interesting in here, we also have under seat storage. You can see here, there's storage area where you can put some stuff. And then let's go over and check out the storage compartment on the other side. And we have another pretty good size area here. Some of it is taken up with the jack and the tools though, so you can kind of stuff stuff around in here, but You really only have full access on the driver's side bin because of the tools and stuff. Now, let's check out, put that up. Let's check out behind the seat. The seats do fold forward, of course, and you have a nice big area here where you can store stuff behind the seat. I kind of like that. That's kind of nice. Go ahead and put that back up. We'll take a look at the driver's side. Same thing over here. You can pull the seat back and you have storage there where you can put stuff. A couple of little things that I guess are for grocery bags. I don't know. But you do have plenty of room to store stuff behind the seats. That's awesome. I like that. Go ahead and put that back down. Now, in the Tacoma, of course, we do have a couple of more storage areas. These, as you're probably aware, at least on the 2018, I believe they got rid of this one on the 2019 and newer, but we have the bed storage compartments. You have a cubby there, which I have locks on, as you can see. That I installed myself. And then over here, you have another cubby where you can put more stuff. Not too bad for storing things that are not affected by weather, because these are not watertight at the moment. Let's go over and take a look in the Tundra. First, we'll start in the bed area, I guess. Obviously, you have a much bigger bed here than you have in the Tacoma. So if you're looking to haul stuff, you wouldn't necessarily store stuff in here, although I have seen people that do. Let's go to the inside. Start with the cup holder areas and stuff here in the door and the little nook. Of course, it's going to be a bigger area because it is a bigger truck. We do not have the little cubby over here, so that's not in the, at least in the SR5. Let's go ahead and climb inside. Again, the cup holder areas here. Nice storage area here, you know, for whatever, even though it doesn't have that same charging wide storage area, but it is pretty good size here, so you really wouldn't have a problem. Does have a nice little slot here to be able to put whatever. I like this area on top to be able to set, you know, your phone or whatever, although I use a mount for my phone most of the time. A cavernous, I mean cavernous, center console storage area. This is huge. The glove box, you know, I'd say they're probably fairly equal. I mean, they have this shelf in there, which I have the manual sitting on right now, but it's more narrow. The Tacoma is taller, so I think it's probably about equal when it comes to storage in the glove box. Up above, of course, you have sunglasses holder. Need to put some cards in there. Little slot here where you can stick cards or paperwork or whatever, as well as here. So they both have the same feature there. So pretty equal there. Let's go ahead and check out the back. No cup holders in the doors. So that is definitely less than the Tacoma. Does have the little storage thing, or whatever you want to call it, where you could put junk here in the door handle. Not sure why you would, but you could. One big improvement, and this I mentioned when I was talking about the Crew Max. I did not have this, and that is under seat storage. Check this out. This is massive. Look how big this is. I mean, it's huge. I could almost crawl in there, and it goes into that little narrow area there, across to the other side. I think that is awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other side. There you go. Check that out. Even more storage area. Obviously not as big as behind the driver's seat, but still decent amount. No jack or anything in there, and that's because it's actually located back here And you do see all the way across there, you could put other things back there as well. So you do have some behind the seat storage too. I like that. Now, speaking of behind the seat storage, the seats in this truck do not fold forward like they do in the Tacoma back there. So you don't have any easily accessible storage back behind the seats. That's kind of a bummer. I really do wish that it did, but it doesn't. So, where are we gonna put this? Well, this is a tough one. You know, they both have pretty darn good storage on the inside. I think if you're looking at volume, and again, since the Tacoma has the behind the seat option, you can put the seats forward and access those little storage bins behind there. Again, I think it's approaching being pretty darn equal. For me personally, I'm gonna have to call this one a tie. I can't really give it to either one, so I'm gonna say it's equal. Both useful and a good volume of storage in each truck. So that's a bit of a look, a comparison, if you will, of these two trucks. So where did I end up? And why is my camera so dark? There, that's probably better. For aesthetics, I gave it a tie. For comfort in the room, I gave it to the Tundra. For storage, a tie. For materials, a tie. For ergonomics, the Tacoma. It's just smaller, it's easier to reach stuff. And for entry and exit, I nodded to the Tundra. So that puts the Tundra actually ahead 2-to-1, with everything else being a tie. So I guess from those categories, aesthetics, comfort, room, storage, materials, ergonomics, and entry exit, again looking at all the interior features of the truck, I guess I have to give a slight edge to the Tundra. Not that I don't like the Tacoma, I do, but I have to give a slight edge to the Tundra. Anyway, I just thought this would be fun since I have both trucks here. Go out, take a look at both, compare them, see what it's like. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Am I nuts? As usual, probably. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't before. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye.